Jason Reeves had a particular kind of exhaustion, one that wasn't born of labor, nor of long nights, nor even of heartbreak. It was the fatigue of fulfillment. Not emotional fulfillment, but the kind that came from chasing sensations until they dulled like old razor blades. By 34, Jason had bedded more women than he could count on both hands and feet combined. In the humid, music-thick air of New Orleans' French Quarter, where secrets whispered through iron-lace balconies and jazz floated out of open doorways like spirits escaping purgatory, Jason was known. Not for his work as a mid-level real estate broker, nor for his sharp sense of style or deep Louisiana drawl, but for his conquests. He was the man who could walk into a dimly lit bar on Frenchman Street, order a Sazerac, flash a crooked grin, and within the hour have a woman pressed against the wall outside, her breath trembling around his name. He didn't love them. He barely remembered most of their names past the morning after, but he needed them, needed the chase, the spark, the temporary eclipse of feeling anything deeper than desire. And yet lately, desire had begun to taste stale. That evening, as he stepped off the streetcar at Chartres and St. Anne, loosening his tie, the golden-orange light of sunset casting long, distorted shadows across cobblestones slick with yesterday's rain, something felt different. Not in the world, but in him. A hollow in his chest, deep and resonant. Not sadness, just emptiness. A hunger that sex had once silenced, but now only amplified. He checked his phone. A message from Kevion.
Bro, where you been? Ghosting her hoes again. I seen Hazel down at Bacchanal last night asking about you.
Jason smirked. Hazel, round 3, or was it 4? He didn't remember. But the thought of her didn't stir the usual heat in his gut. Instead, he scrolled past, thumb hovering over his recent photos, Melody, smiling in the morning sun, her silk headscarf, eyes sleepy but warm. He sighed, pocketed the phone, and turned down a narrow alley he'd never taken before. And there it was. Mama Jolivet, herbs, roots, and sacred remedies. The shop was wedged between a tarot card booth and a shuttered jazz club, its windows misted over like eyes half closed. Hand-painted signs hung crookedly, symbols etched in red and gold. Mojo for love, protection from lies, draw him near. The door creaked open before he even touched the knob. 2. The Shop of Whispers. Inside, the air was thick, sweet with dried lavender, smoky with sandalwood, and something deeper, older, the scent of soil after lightning strikes. Jason stepped in, the floorboards groaning beneath Italian loafers that cost more than most people's rent. He ran a hand over glass jars filled with powders, roots, and crushed petals, each labeled in careful script: High John the Conqueror, Black Snake Root, Angelica for Desire. He chuckled under his breath, texting Kevion, "Yo, check this spot out. Looks like some hoodoo witch doctor shit. Vibin'." Attached, a photo of a carved wooden idol with too many eyes. He wandered, fiddling with a bundle of white sage, lifting a vial of dragon's blood resin. He wasn't a believer, not really. But TikTok had taught him enough about spiritual alignment and aura cleansing to feign curiosity. And Instagram influencers swore by ashwagandha for male vitality. He picked up a bottle of capsules, reading the label. Ashwagandha supports libido, reduces stress, enhances stamina, contains the ancient spark, what some call the fuck it factor the gods left behind. He laughed. Fuck it factor, he repeated aloud. Now that, I know I got.
Looking for something deeper than sex, son.
Voice came from behind him, low, layered, like stones shifting in a river. Jason turned. Mama Jolivet stood in the doorway to a back room, wrapped in a deep indigo shawl. Her hair, long silver, cascading like moonlight, fell nearly to her waist. Her eyes were dark brown, but in the candlelight, they shimmered with an inner gold. Rings adorned every finger, serpents, eyes, crescent moons, ankh crosses. She didn't smile. She simply was. Jason straightened. Uh, no, ma'am. Just browsing. I've seen your page. You're kind of viral on Insta and TikTok. Healer of hearts. That's you, right? She nodded slowly, stepping forward.
And you are Jason, born under Mars and Venus locked in battle. Born with hunger in your blood and a lie in your heart.
Jason blinked. You, uh, you know me?
I see you.
She said, voice soft but cutting.
I see the women you've used like napkins. I see the void you fill with their warmth, only to discard them when they cool. You walk through life like a storm, leaving wreckage in your wake.
Jason shifted, suddenly uncomfortable. That's harsh,
Truth is rarely kind,
she said.
but it is always healing if you let it.
He swallowed, then gestured to the ashwagandha. I was just thinking maybe this could help. Balance things out. You know, mood, energy. Mama Jolivet stared at him. Then she stepped closer, so near he could smell her, like yarrow, bay leaf, and blood orange.
You don't need herbs for your body, Jason. You need magic for your soul. But magic, it always comes with price.
He forced a grin. What, like a membership fee? Her lips curved, just once.
No, like a promise.
Before he could respond, the bell above the door jingled. Jason turned. And there she was. 3, the woman with golden light. She stood just inside the doorway, small but commanding. 5'3" of cocoa brown skin that glowed in the dim light like she'd been carved from sunlit earth. Her eyes, soft brown but with flecks of gold, scanned the shop with quiet reverence. Jason's breath caught. She wore a flowing dress of indigo batik, gold accents woven into the fabric like constellations. Gold hoops danced in her ears, a delicate ankh-shaped nose ring. 4 thin gold bands wrapped around her lower lip like ancient scripture. She pushed a wooden handcart down the aisle, selecting jars of frankincense, myrrh, and something called Queen of Sheba's Blessing. Jason's fingers twitched. He reached for the dragon's blood resin, to look cool, he told himself, and knocked over a jar of dried mugwort. It shattered. Shit, he muttered, crouching. As he gathered the herbs, he looked up. She was watching him, not with interest, not with flirtation, but with judgment. Like she could see every lie he'd ever told, every woman he'd ever broken. He stood, heart pounding, dusting off his hands, took a deep breath, chewed his gum, double mint, always double mint, and stepped forward. "Excuse me," he said, tapping her shoulder. She turned, and the world seemed to still. Her eyes locked onto his, not cold, not angry, but knowing, as if she'd been expecting him. "Sorry," he stammered. "Didn't mean to startle you." She gave a slight nod.
It's all right.
"Name's Jason," he said, flashing the smile that had opened doors, beds, hearts. Wow, you're really beautiful." Her expression didn't change.
Much obliged.
He blinked. "You're not charmed,"
I'm Marlene,
she said, ignoring the question.
and flattery doesn't move me. I've seen too many men wear charm like a mask.
Jason hesitated. Then, remembering something he'd read on an Afro-spirituality page, energy attracts energy. Don't chase, align. He leaned in, lowering his voice. "I wasn't lying. You are beautiful. But honestly, it wasn't just that. It was your energy. I felt it the second you walked in. Like gravity pulling me toward you. Partial truth, he thought, but enough to sell it. Marlene studied him, the set of his jaw, the slight twitch near his eye. She stepped closer, sniffed the air near him.
You wear cologne like armor,
She murmured.
but I smell the sweat beneath, the desperation.
Jason flushed. Then she smiled, just slightly.
Brunch, one meal. We'll see if your aura is as loud as your mouth.
And just like that, Jason Reeves, womanizer, was hooked. 4. The slow burn. Weeks passed. No sex, no rush. They met for breakfast at Snooze. Late-night crawfish boils at Marlene's favorite spot in the Bywater. Long walks through City Park, talking about everything and nothing. She told him about her work as a holistic nutritionist. He told her, almost, the truth about himself, but never about the others. Never about Hazel or Simone or the woman from the real estate conference in Baton Rouge. They flirted, of course, shared lingering hugs. One night, under a full moon, they kissed, soft, deep, real. Jason felt something in his chest crack open like a seed pod in spring. He called Kevion. "Man, I'm telling you," Jason said, voice hushed, sitting on his balcony, watching storm clouds gather over the Mississippi. "Marlene, she's different. I don't want to smash her and leave. I want to be with her." Kevion laughed.
You soft, bro. Where's the Jason I know? The one who'd say, she fine, but she just a lay. You getting tender dicked on me?
Jason paused. Maybe, but maybe I'm growing up.
Growth don't mean desert dick.
Kevion shot back.
Man, when are you gonna hit that? You been courting her like it's 1890. You think she ain't wondering if you can?
A hot spike of insecurity jabbed Jason's gut. "I can," he said too quickly.
Then do it.
Kevion said.
Show me you still got it, or you'll lose her to some meditating dude who actually believes in chakras.
Jason hung up, staring at his phone. That night, he FaceTimed Marlene. She answered, wrapped in a towel, locks piled high, skin glistening from the shower.
Grand rising, my handsome king.
She said, smiling. "Grand rising, my beautiful queen," he replied, an inside joke. Now their ritual held sacred between them. He invited her over. "I want to cook for you," he said. "My mama's jambalaya. My whole place will smell like home." She hesitated. Then,
Okay.
5. The night of fire. Jason scrubbed his apartment like a man possessed. He changed sheets, lit candles, sprinkled rose petals in a winding path from the door to the kitchen table. He played slow, sultry R and B, K-Side, and JoJo. Genuine's So Anxious, Tyrese's Sweet Lady. He spritzed Versace on his neck, then rubbed in the vanilla shea butter Marlene had given him. "To keep my scent on you," she'd said. When the doorbell rang, his heart leapt. He opened it. Marlene stood there, dressed in a deep red wrap dress that hugged every curve. She smelled like honey, brown sugar, and something wild, like crushed petals and thunder. He pulled her in, kissing her neck, breathing her in. "You're perfect." They ate, laughed, watched Stranger Things. And then slowly, like a tide rising, the air changed. He touched her. She let him. He kissed her. She kissed back. He knelt, hands at her hips, beginning to lift her dress. She stopped him.
Jason,
She said, voice steady.
if we do this, you can never have another woman, not even a thought, not even a glance. You belong to me. Body, soul, spirit. Do you understand?
He froze, the intensity in her eyes, unnatural. A flicker of gold in her irises, like candlelight reflected in a well. But he was hard, rock hard, and he wanted her more than he'd ever wanted anything. I do, he whispered. I swear it. She studied him, then slowly released his hands. They made love, and it was unlike anything Jason had ever known. Her body was warm, alive, pulsing with heat. Her breath came in soft chants, whispers in a language he didn't know. Her nails traced symbols on his back, and when he came, it wasn't relief. It was surrender, like his soul had been cracked open and filled with light. After, he fell asleep on her chest, listening to her heartbeat. The next morning, she was gone, but left behind a note.
Grand rising, my handsome king. You look so peaceful sleeping. I didn't want to wake you. Have a great day at work. Talk to you later. XOXO, Marlene.
Jason grinned. He called Kevion. I did it, he said, laughing. I clapped those cheeks, bro. Hard. Kevion whooped.
Now that's my boy.
6. The slip. Months passed. Jason changed. He stopped hitting his usual bars, turned down invites, even deleted Tinder. Marlene moved into his rhythm, sometimes staying over, sometimes not. They spoke every day. She cooked for him, taught him about herbs, showed him how to bless his home with sage. But the hunger, it didn't vanish. It slept. And one night, after a fight, small, stupid, about laundry, he found himself scrolling through old photos. Then a text. Hazel.
Hey, stranger. I miss you, Daddy. Come see me.
He shouldn't have gone, but he did. One night. One mistake. He told himself it didn't mean anything, that Marlene would never know. But Marlene always knew. 7. The curse. She stormed into his apartment while he was in the bathroom, phone left open on the couch. He heard the crash before he saw her. The mirror cracked. The lights flickered. He stepped out in a towel. Marlene stood in the middle of the living room, eyes fully gold now, her body rigid.
You promised.
She hissed. He froze. Marlene,
I trusted you.
she said, voice deepening. Not just hers, others, like a chorus of women speaking through one throat.
You swore.
The apartment trembled. Pictures rattled on the wall. The candles flared blue. Please, Jason stammered. I'm sorry. It was a mistake. I love you.
Love?
She laughed, a sound like bones breaking.
You don't know love, Jason Reeves. You know hunger. And I fed it. But now you'll learn what it means to be full.
Her eyes blazed. Her hands trembled with power.
I'm leaving.
She whispered.
And if you ever speak to me again or try to find me, your dog ass will wish you were dead.
She turned. The door slammed shut so hard the frame cracked. And Jason was alone, but not for long. 8. The hunger returns. At first, nothing. Then, cramps, deep in his gut, like something was eating him from the inside. He couldn't eat, couldn't sleep. He'd wake in the night, drenched in sweat, his sheets covered in sickly gray residue. His reflection began to change. Dark circles, a twitch near his eye. One morning, he found a scar on his chest, shaped like an ankh, and the dreams. Every night he dreamed of women. Not just the ones he'd loved, all of them. Hazel, Simone, the girl from Baton Rouge, strangers from bars, faces he didn't know, moaning his name. And always, at the end, Marlene, standing in a circle of candles, chanting in a language that made his skull ache. One night he woke to a sound, scratching, from inside the walls. He tore open the drywall. Behind it, hundreds of tiny dolls, made of moss, twine, and human hair, each with a name carved into its chest. Hazel, Simone, Denise, Jason, and beneath them all, written in blood,
He belongs to me.
9. The final grand rising. Jason stopped going to work, stopped answering calls. He spent his days sitting on the floor, staring at the door, waiting. One morning, a package arrived. No return address. Inside, a small jar of amber oil. A note.
For the soul that cannot rest, anoint yourself at dawn. Grand rising, my king.
He didn't hesitate. At sunrise, he rubbed the oil into his skin. The pain stopped. The hunger faded. And for the first time in months, he felt peace. He smiled, then looked in the mirror and screamed. 10. The grand rising. The scream echoed through the apartment. Jason stumbled backward, crashing into the sink. The man in the mirror was still him, but not entirely. The ankh burned black against his chest, no longer a scar, but a brand, its edges pulsing beneath his skin like a second heartbeat. Fine, charcoal-colored veins spiderwebbed outward beneath the surface, disappearing beneath his shoulders and ribs before fading from sight whenever he tried to focus on them. His eyes looked normal, until he blinked. For the briefest instant, their reflection flashed molten gold. Then it was gone. His phone buzzed. Unknown number. One message.
Grand rising, my king. Now, you are truly mine.
His fingers trembled as he typed. Who is this? The bubbles appeared instantly.
You gave me your word. You gave me your body. You gave me your soul. The oil merely sealed what was already promised.
The apartment fell silent. Then, every candle in the room, even the ones that had burned out days ago, reignited by themselves. Blue. Jason slowly looked toward the front door, without anyone touching it. The deadbolt unlocked. Click. The handle turned. The door drifted open a few inches. No one stood outside. Only a warm breeze carrying the unmistakable scent of honey, brown sugar, and crushed petals. Jason didn't move. He couldn't, because somewhere behind him, a woman's voice whispered beside his ear. Not through the room, not through the walls, from inside his own head.
Grand rising, my handsome king.
Jason closed his eyes and answered without thinking. Grand rising, my queen. Only after the words left his mouth did terror wash over him. He hadn't chosen to speak. Something inside him had. The end.
In the shadows where the truth they hide, whispers call me to the other side. Searching for the light I know is there, but the night feels heavy, it burdens the air. Tales from Askari, painting the night, echoes of the heart, guiding the light. In the silence where secrets well, moments whisper, tales to tell, reaching for the truth, the darkness breaks. The sun is hiding the steps we take. Tales from Askari, under the moonlight, guiding our souls through the shadows.